Hello, internet friends. My name is Rob. I am the owner of wavedivision.audio and a mastering engineer located in Nashville, Tennessee. Today, I'm excited to walk you through some of the new features that are in AMIE that'll help you save time, give you peace of mind, and automate your quality assurance process in your studio. So without further ado, let's dive right in. All right, so here we are with AMIE. There's a couple different ways to get started. You can click here to add audio files. You can click this folder, or the simplest approach is clicking and dragging a song into AMIE. And once you do that and release, it'll automatically start. And as you can see in AMIE, there's a couple different areas that we can look at here. Anomaly section here with the clicks, drops, and distortion. And then we have the metering section here to the right, the RMS, dynamics, and LUFS. But let's take a look here at the clicks. We can see this song in particular has 3 clicks. And if we click on the click text here, we can see the exact timestamps that they are occurring. Also, if you look at the waveform, we can see that there are yellow markers indicating the location of the click. They are color coordinated. So let's say if we have, the clicks, that's going to be yellow one, and the drops are going to have red lines, and the distortion will have orange lines. So clicks, drops, and distortion, super simple to see at a glance what is going on in your audio. All right, so if we take a look at the meter section to the right, we can see RMS, dynamics, and LUFS. There's a couple different options within this section. So if you prefer to have your dynamic range or loudness units values selected, you can do that here. Or with LUFS, you can select short-term, integrated, or momentary. And this is a great way just to have all of that information collected and concise. Just at a glance, you can see where it's sitting and what might need to be addressed before continuing on in your mastering or mixing process. Okay, moving on to the next section, we have the metering graphs below the waveform here. And the first one is tonal tilt, and that will give you the overall balance of your song. So like if there's too much low end or top end, that's what this is looking at here. It is not looking at the actual frequency response because that is unique to each song. However, if we look at a few key metrics, that'll tell us which direction it is leaning. So if it is beyond the scope of commercial viability, then it will flag that and turn yellow and let you know like if something is completely out of line that might need to be addressed. So that is the tonal tilt section. Dynamic range is going to be how much compression is applied to your mix or master. And again, if it's too compressed, it will flag it. Changing it to the loudness units, that's going to be the perceived compression. This song is pretty heavily compressed, as we can see from the waveform here. But the specific value for this is 2.3, and the dynamic range is 4.8. So that will be up to you whether or not that's acceptable or creative intent. Moving on to the imaging section, we have the phase correlation, how in phase the overall song is. That'll show up here. The stereo width is a great meter to just take a look at and see where across the frequency spectrum is the width happening. So we can see here in the low end, it's a pretty tight mono mix or master, but then it kind of opens up, which is typical of modern music. So again, this is a great way just at a glance to see what's happening in your song. Another great feature of AMIE is batch processing. Batch processing is great when you're working on an album, an EP, or just a collection of songs that you want to have analyzed. AMIE does great at handling all of that. So let me show you how you can quickly analyze a collection of songs. So let's say if we are working on a 4-song EP, all we have to do is simply click and drag all of the songs associated with that EP into AMIE, and right away you start seeing the data available, and there's a queue where it goes down and analyzes every song in that group automatically. As we can see with this one, we have one click associated with it at 13 seconds that would need review. Everything else looks good. We are getting a green check mark on song 3, which means nothing was detected. And it looks like on song 4, we have the same as well. So song 1 and song 2 might need to be addressed before sending them out. So let's say everything is reviewed and approved. A simple way to reflect that in AMIE is by clicking on the 3 dots up here in the upper right hand corner of the song and simply click Mark Reviewed, and that will add this flag, manually reviewed, and it will change the status indicator to reviewed. So if we want to go ahead and do that, say everything was approved, we can see everything has a green check mark and it is ready to send out to the client. Another great feature of AMIE is Auto Analyze. Auto Analyze looks at a specific folder that you designate and automatically analyzes any audio files that are in that folder. So the way that this is useful is if you're checking in files from a client and you automatically want to have the quality assurance process handled behind the scenes, that is a capability of AMIE. So let's head over here down to the lower left corner and click on Configure Auto Analyze. With these settings, what we can do is enable it. We can set how often we want the folder to be checked. Auto is immediate, up to 1 hour. And this is where we set the watch folder, the specific folder that is going to get analyzed. And then we have one more option, which is export anomalies JSON. So let's say if you had another automated workflow process in your studio where you are integrating sound flow, or you have another custom script that fires off specific actions, all those processes would need to do is look at the JSON folder in this watch folder to fire off other actions. So surfacing that data and exposing it to other external systems is a possibility with AMIE. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and click on Save Changes. And what we can see here is Auto Analyze active in the top right corner with the pulsing green icon. So now let's go ahead and add a song to the watch folder, and we can see AMIE automatically kicks off the analysis. This is capable of handling multiple files as well. So let's say if we're working on the EP again and we click and drag and add those files to that folder, it'll automatically analyze and make sure all of these songs are done transferring before starting. As we can see here, the automatic analysis has started just as before when we click and drag into AMIE. One nice feature of this is that, let's say if we have this folder that we're watching and you are printing or exporting a song from your DAW into that folder, AMIE will wait till that print is finished and then analyze after it's finished. Auto Analyze is just a great way to streamline your workflow and just move along in the quality assurance process and very, very quickly see if there's anything that needs to be addressed before sending it out to the client. Thank you so much for watching this demo. If you have any questions, I can be reached by email, rob@wavedivision.audio, and on Instagram, I can be found at wavedivision.audio. I wish you the best in your music creation. Take care.